Hello again, it's Jason Godbey from No Rest for the Weekend alongside Yasin Lago. We just ran to the studio after seeing The Bride. We're fresh out of the theater. We got first impressions for you. Man, was that a movie.
It's a lot of movie.
It's a lot of movie. There's so much going on. Maggie Gyllenhaal has written and directed this thing, we assume, of sound mind and body of her own volition. Maybe she was possessed. But like,
I could see that.
Just to recap, so this film stars Jessie Buckley and Christian Bale, and it's a retelling of The Bride of Frankenstein by way of Bonnie and Clyde. That's how we phrased it in the preview.
Yes.
But it's so much more than that.
Absolutely. I at my initial description of it really gives it no justice. It is, though, a dark romance. That part is for sure. And whether or not you argue about the horror aspects, the horror theme of it, of Frankenstein and the Bride, is played up to no end. She goes in, Gyllenhaal rather, goes in on every kind of most of the references that you know, the strongest references of Frankenstein that we know of. That's Mary Shelley, the original book they tried to somewhat play with, the movie, The Bride of Frankenstein, and even to the point of young Frankenstein, where he's kind of leaning in.
I was surprised at how much young Frankenstein was in this movie.
Yes,
I was like, whoa, she really like.
And leans in hard.
Yes.
She does. It's not a sort of a slight reference.
It's not a wink. It's like
because
right in there.
It's sort of his. As it turns out, Frankenstein needs a sort of escape from the day-to-day life of being a monster, and so he goes to the movies and he watches his favorite movie star,
who's played by Jake Gyllenhaal, Maggie's famous brother.
Plays Ronnie Reed.
This is a real family affair.
It is.
Because you got Jake Gyllenhaal, who's Maggie Gyllenhaal's brother, and then Peter Sarsgaard, who's her husband. To set up the premise, the catalyst for the film is Christian Bale as Frankenstein's monster, who goes by the name Frankenstein because he was never given one, shows up on the doorstep of Dr. Euphronius, who is played by the wonderful Annette Bening, with the best hairdo in the business for this movie. And says,
well, second only to Buckley's, but yes.
She is a scientist doctor who is experimenting with reinvigoration, the reanimation of dead tissue. And he says, please, I've been around for over 100 years. I'm lonely. Please make me a bride. And then on the other side of town, we've got Jessie Buckley, who is a swinging gal. I think she's an escort, and she's hanging with these gangster types, partying, and she becomes possessed and starts acting crazy, and then the gangsters have an altercation with her, and she ends up tumbling down a flight of stairs, which kills her, only to be dug up, literally, by Euphronius and Frankenstein, and resurrected.
Chosen randomly.
She's in an unmarked grave in Potter's Field, which is where they used to bury poor people. And then from then on, basically these two meet. They have a night out that goes awry and off the rails, and then it just goes on from it just goes like crazier and crazier from there.
It's a dark journey.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, it seemed like Gyllenhaal took that 5-10 minutes of The Bride of Frankenstein that's in the movie that she's only really a part of in the original, and expands it into this into its own world where Frankenstein and Mary Shelley exists, where monsters are called out in the street.
There's a little torches and pitchforks thing
There's
going
torches and pitchforks thing. There's a mania that goes on, without spoiling too much of the story, that the bride sort of inspires in women. They sort of see this independent spirit, and that energy kind of drives that. So there's a side story about that. But the movie is most definitely and basically about or follows Bale and Buckley.
Yeah.
The two of them are great. Their chemistry, is palpable.
Yeah.
They're wonderful, and even the parts that seem grim and seem their energy just constantly is changing the feeling, the energy, where it goes. You never really see. Gyllenhaal throws out a lot at you also. As much as it's very plainly sort of, the story is kind of plainly told, there's a lot of stuff that she wants to sort of get across to you.
And she does it visually too. There's a lot of great visuals.
Yes.
I think that if I remember the name of the DP correctly, Lawrence Shear, I think is his name.
Yes.
Fantastic work.
Yes.
This movie is gorgeous.
Yes.
It's a real
very stylized, and yet
but
not,
also a tribute to like old Hollywood.
Yes.
The movie takes place in 1936.
Yes.
So it's a modern retelling of The Bride of Frankenstein, but in 1936.
Right.
It's a total period piece, so you get the period costumes, you get the period cars, you get references to movie stars.
New York City in the Times Square shot is gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean everything. Old Chicago looks great.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Even the style of the actors. So we have Ida, who is Jessie Buckley's name, and she
one of a couple. One of a few names. She goes by Ida. She goes by Penelope.
Right.
There's a few names that she
but
kind of goes by.
her name before she dies is Ida. The gangster, as we mentioned, his name is Lupino.
Yes, Vito Lupino.
Vito Lupino. Then you put those together, you got Ida Lupino.
Yes, who is one of the most significant filmmakers in Hollywood in the 20th century. She was a woman who worked vigorously when women were expected to be sort of supporting roles. She was an actress. She was a writer. She was a director. She was a producer. She worked on projects she obviously was not supposed to. She worked because they were initially started by men, and maybe a director is removed at some point, and she would maybe come in. Sometimes she had to tell them that there was a male working, and then she would be doing all of the actual behind-the-scenes work.
Which is very fitting for this film because it is a feminist picture.
And it fits her energy, which was independence. And that's what I think The Bride is sort of striving for, is looking for her identity and looking for a certain kind of independence.
Yeah, and made by a real movie lover, somebody, you can tell that Gyllenhaal is a cinephile.
Right.
Loves movies, loves honoring movies, paying homage to movies.
She presents references without necessarily hitting you over the head, but stuff that you want to go back
I think
and
for
sort
nerds
of like
like us, it is a little bit obvious, but I don't know if it will be for the average. Not to
no.
Yeah.
If
you're a movie nerd, you will get these.
Yes, her breaking out into Marlene Dietrich. I forget the name of the song. It's one of Dietrich's famous ones. Just the small things like that. That
she also, look at Jessie Buckley. She looks like Jean Harlow or somebody like.
Absolutely, absolutely.
She absolutely
Buckley and Bale, both of them are fantastic in this movie. Their chemistry is palpable. There are moments in the movie where they break out into dance.
There's a big dance number in the film.
She goes hard. I think there's maybe two of them where they just start like just doing like the monsters mash. And I was there for it. There's a certain amount of this movie that you have to be there for. Don't go for a gangster movie. Don't go for a horror movie. You're going in for an experience.
This movie's a big swing. It's a huge swing.
Yes.
But I'm not sure if it's a home run or struck out. Like
I think because there's so few big swings like this now that you almost don't want to go. You start picking pieces of it because here's the thing that it's kind of in itself, and it's one of those things that you kind of have to let it wash over you now and come back to it a little while later and see if some things still hold up or if you just sort of got hit, with like, wow, what was that? That was.
We just saw this picture, so these are like our first impressions. But first of all, it's a visual feast. It's gorgeous, and it's just like everything about it, the design, the production design, cinematography, costume design, everything is immaculate, beautiful. The period, I mean, the period itself is a salute to old Hollywood. You got Jake Gyllenhaal, who's playing a movie star in it, very much like a Fred Astaire type.
All the
And
actors
all of
in their
those
parts
bits
are
of
all on point.
all of those bits
actors
of
are
his
on point.
movies look, they are a homage to 30s cinema.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really the golden age of cinema. But I don't know. I mean, I said to you after when we got out, I was like, they're gonna love it in Des Moines because
I think
are people gonna get this movie? Like, who? Here's the question that I walked out of there saying, like, who is this movie for?
it's for folks who are horror fans. I would suggest the horror fans come out and see it. It's for folks who are into romance movies, which they don't have anymore. This is a romance movie. This is a relation. It's a relationship, and I would say that it's violent from the energy. It's not graphic. There are moments. There are scenes. There are a couple of like great really horror themed situations, but I wouldn't call it graphic. I'm not even sure I could really call it a horror movie. I would say horror themed.
I don't think it's a horror movie at all.
I can't call it a gangster movie because it's not about them being gangsters as much as they are going against the establishment, and that's what makes them notorious.
If you're sick of Transformers number 12 and Fast and Furious 18,
right? If you think that this is Frankenstein 27, if you think this is just another, no, Gyllenhaal
it's a very
takes
new spin.
Frankenstein and runs with it. And when I say she runs with it, she takes Mary Shelley in hand to do it. She's not just doing it because she feels like she owes Mary Shelley something.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's definitely worthy of the big screen.
Yes.
For those who are unsure, maybe this will be a stream it.
Yeah.
But I definitely think, I said, not everybody's going to like it.
No.
But definitely check it out. I think it's definitely worth watching.
It's a great date movie. It's a great it's a great date movie. If you're going on this is a first date, this may determine whether or not you do a second one. How you come out of the theater and talk about this film may determine, and not because it's because you should just sort of validate all of the feminist sort of approach. And it's not a feminist movie. We keep saying that it's a feminine movie. It's a movie written from a point of view that
it's a female gaze.
It's a female gaze.
Yeah.
Not to the point that men are going to go, I can't. I don't know about. I can't. This is not the Barbie situation.
Right.
No.
At no time does the movie stop to beat you over the head with its theme.
No, absolutely not. Mind you, it runs right through. Buckley does not let you go thinking that she is in any way comfortable with how things are.
Yeah.
It's
a movie that's going to challenge the status quo, and it might challenge you as a viewer.
Yes.
But damn it, go out and see it anyway.
Yeah, I think so, because I'm trying to think of the next movie that's going to do that. That's going to give you something.
You're not going to see. I don't think you're going to see anything like this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
All right.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
This is the BTRP Media Network.